International Championship Wrestling. Each week, the top names in pro wrestling combat one another in ICW Squared Circle. Hosted by the voice of wrestling for over 25 years, Mr. Gordon Soley. America is obsessed with pro wrestling today, and the ICW has the hottest names in pro wrestling that the American TV audience wants to see.
We have for you on hand this week Ken Massey going up against Terry Taylor, very popular star.
Terry Taylor's a good technical wrestler. He knows his holds, he knows the moves, he knows that ring, Steve.
Rick Steiner going up against the Sting.
They call him from every man's nightmare. He's never been in one of mine, and I hope that he's not tomorrow.
Well, we also have the Iceman here, and he seems to be a crowd favorite.
Well, they call him the Iceman. I asked him myself. He says he got that name because he's so cool.
And the one-man gang. We've got Gustav the Giant here. They've got the one-man gang who was defeated by Gustav earlier, that not many people know about.
Well, it was 499 pounds versus 505 pounds, and Gustav prevailed.
The missing link is on hand.
And I don't know where he's missing from, but I hope we don't go there in the near future.
And to round things off, we've got a six-man tag featuring the Freebirds going up against Doc and the Fantastic.
Well, you've got to love the Freebirds because they're very rough in their personal style. But anyway, any six-man tag match, it's a lot to handle for the referee, so we'll be busy on that one.
So sit back and enjoy. We've got wrestling action coming up from Tulsa right after this.
Terry Taylor waving in the camera. Hi, Mom.
Terry Taylor has a lot of fans. I'm sure his mom happens to be one of the biggest, without a doubt.
I don't know if you talked to the doctor that delivered him. She probably has a different opinion that day. Good reversal by Ken Massey there. Taylor started with a hammerlock. Massey reversed it. Massey's been trying to, shall we say, both sides of the fence in recent weeks, which shows a lot of ability on his part, that he's just trying to make a name. He's trying to make it in wrestling. Good fire is carried by Terry Taylor. He's got the arm barred.
Clean break by Terry Taylor. Also in the hour, ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the six-man tag we've talked about, plus the missing link, Texas Jack victory, you'll see the giant one-man gang in action as he goes against Gary Young. It'll be the Iceman King Parsons against Art Cruz. Super hour in store for you.
I also have to wonder about the tag match fixing to come up. Rick Steiner and Sting, and Eddie Gilbert had some comments last weekend. Like I said, when he's quiet, that's the time to worry. I want to see if he's got anything to show us.
He's got a lot of intensity right now. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the next match.
Good move by Massey. He's really rising to the occasion here with Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor highly ranked in our UWF rankings.
And we'll have a new UWF Top 10 later in this hour.
Side headlock. Taylor shoots him in. Good hip toss. Sound move. Good arm drag. Now, I kind of wondered, did it look like his right hand was in the hair? See, Massey got up quick. He might be ticked off about that. I see Massey clench his fist. I think Taylor might have pulled his hair on the arm drag there.
Well,
good leg sweep.
We'll keep our eye on that.
Yeah, well, I'll keep my eye out for it.
Young ladies here in this great crowd here at Tulsa, certainly cheering Terry Taylor on. He's probably got the biggest female entourage of fans.
They were cheering me. Hey, whoa, quick forearm. Taylor says, all right, you want to mix it up? Want to make a name for yourself on the UWF? Not on my expense account. Good high knee. Drilled that head.
That's a very high-impact maneuver.
Whoa, good shot. Yeah, it's kind of a maneuver that he's patented a little bit, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Elevation and Massey's down.
Oh, could be. Five arm. Bye-bye. And still hooked the leg. Sound move. Good victory.
We turn out the lights because Ken Massey's party is over. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most awesome young tag team combinations in the sport. Rick Steiner and Sting are coming up next.
Jumping Joseph, the ICW heavyweight champion. Today, I'm here with Big Blackjack Mulligan to talk about a very serious problem. Suicide among young people. Whoa! Let me tell you something, baby. Out there, you could always, no matter how serious your problem, you could always turn it around.
You know something, Jumping Joe? You're exactly right. Before you act or react, call a friend, call a priest, call a Samaritan.
That's right, baby. So, whatever's going on, it can be fixed.
This is the sound that earned them 16 gold records. Doug Clifford, Stu Cook, Tom Fogerty, and John Fogerty. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Looking out my back door. Down on the corner, out in the street. Proud mirror, keep on going, rolling on the street.
Creedence Clearwater Revival's greatest hits on 3 LPs or 2 cassettes, just $14.95. Here's how to order.
To order, use your credit card and call 1-800-453-6200. That's 1-800-453-6200. Or save COD charges and send just $14.95 plus $2 shipping and handling to Creedence Clearwater Revival, P.O. Box 7000-9, Amherst, New York. Don't delay. Call now.
Every week in TV Guide, you'll find writing that's really worth reading. For example, in the new TV Guide, read about an American legend, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Aaron Presley. In an exclusive article for TV Guide, the woman who knew him best writes about her memories, his mystique, and a side of Elvis others seldom saw. Don't miss Priscilla Presley's recollections in the new issue of TV Guide. Pick up your copy today.
We at Armando's have found that television offers a dynamic alternative to other advertising media. Since we began advertising on WHLL television, our sales have increased 20%. Thousands of viewers now know Armando's as the ultimate men's fashion store, thanks to WHLL. The best-dressed men shop at Armando's, and the smart business person advertises on WHLL television. It's progressive advertising that really works.
Welcome back, everyone, and on this hour of International Championship Wrestling, we're featuring what we like to call the best of the rest. It's what we envision to be some pretty good professional wrestling, which is outside of International Championship Wrestling, but again, ours is the only wrestling federation that welcomes in all wrestlers from all over the world. As we are doing today on this hour, featuring a gentleman that I had a chance to see wrestle a couple of years ago while I was just on vacation in the Caribbean, and this guy's a pretty mean one to say the least. He's called the Sting.
Yes, he's from every man's nightmare, and he's accompanied to the ring by Eddie Gilbert and the beautiful Missy Hyatt, who is a familiar face in the whole world of professional wrestling.
The Sting, who's going to show you some particular moves of treachery that I'm sure we don't, again, want to have any one of our listeners and viewers, especially the young ones, imitating any such moves that you're about to see.
The Sting is big, he's powerful, and last but not least, he is mean.
So beware as we go now to Jim Ross at ringside for the Sting.
Those comments, Michael, from Hot Stuff, newfound intensity, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would. Like I said, look, he's even got a new hairstyle.
Missy Hyatt.
Hairstyle, excuse me, Jim, won't win you matches, though. But Eddie Gilbert's mind knows exactly what it takes to win matches, and he, in his mind, knows what an awesome upcoming team he has.
Well, he's got, I think, one of the greatest teams in wrestling, and they're right on the verge.
Not to even say his own ability as a wrestler.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing, accompanied by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Missy Hyatt, first of all, from Detroit, Michigan, at 265 pounds, Raitz Steiner. Also introducing from every man's nightmare, at 260 pounds, Sting. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Well, Mike Wilson had a brief pause there. I think he thought Eddie was going to, as he normally does, walk over and take the mic away from him and make his own introduction.
Yes, I believe so. I think that's the first time, I guess, like he said, no more fun and games for Mr. Eddie Gilbert.
Jeff Gaylord just jumping right out there and getting after it with Sting.
Roll charging. Big size 12 and Sting following up with a good series of elbows. Man, we've got some big boys in the ring right now and well-built, well-defined, quick snap suplex.
And well-built is one way that we could describe what we just saw at ringside. Eddie Gilbert's got a great physique.
Yeah, and I guess the broader side of you're talking about does too, huh? Good tag team maneuver there. A leapfrogging the guy following up with a clothesline. Whoa, pulled him up. A little bit more sadistic attitude by Rick Steiner.
Boy, Sting and Steiner, I've never seen them this aggressive. They are really turning it on. So Eddie, look at Eddie's intensity.
Yes, and they're not beating on nobody. Jeff Gaylord was an All-American in Missouri, played for the USFL Gunslingers, and is no slouch, but he's down now.
Well, Missy Hyatt in her custom-made silk Liz Claiborne dress that she wanted me to be sure and mention. She and Liz allegedly are good buddies.
Oh, well, I don't really care about Liz Claiborne or dresses or anything like that. I'm into winning and money. But right now, it looks like Sting is into the same thing. Eddie's got them fired up. Like I said, when anybody like him is quiet, that means his mind is thinking. He's not going to sleep when he goes to bed right away.
Gaylord makes the tag. Here comes young Jeff Raitz from Dallas, Texas.
Good drop kick. Another good. He really gets up there for a kid his size. One to the well, one too many times.
Gaylord coming in to defend his partner, but now Gaylord's being manhandled by Steiner and Sting.
Tenacious double clothesline.
Gaylord all the way outside, Michael. Double clothesline there.
And look at that. Raitz tried to make a save with his own partner. What a move. Steiner caught him in midair.
Steiner caught him in midair, and Sting nailed him with that clothesline. Steiner and Sting have never looked better than we're seeing them right here in the Universal Wrestling Federation. The newfound intensity, Michael, is working.
Yes, look, and Eddie is not looking at Missy as much as he usually does. He's paying attention to his team. What a victory.
Perhaps he's got his mind less on his woman and more on his wrestling. And we'll be back. The Iceman coming right after this. Time out.
International Championship Wrestling proudly announces a new and exciting series entitled I Want to Be a Wrestler. Volume 1, The Beginning, focuses on the training and regimented programs that wrestlers go through to get their bodies and minds in shape. The cost, $19.95, and allow $4 for shipping and handling and 5 to 6 weeks for delivery. The toll-free number, 1-800-447-4700, or write 11 Alpine Road, Parsippany, New Jersey, 07054.
Silver Eagle Records presents the legendary Pat's Domino. His records have sold over 100 million copies. Domino, his greatest hits on 2 LPs, long play cassette or compact disc. Concert highlights also available on stereo, VHS, or Beta. That's Domino, his greatest hits on 2 LPs or long play cassette, just $12.95. Compact disc or concert highlights on stereo, VHS, or Beta, only $16.95.
We're 27. At last, the brick has caught up with the world of technology and design, and less is more. New England Brickmaster introduces its revolutionary U.S. brick system. Half-inch, rock-solid, kiln-fired clay bricks that can be custom installed by our skilled craftsmen in much less time and for much less money than thick brick. Thermal insulation keeps heat out in summer and heat in during winter for lower energy bills. Call now to turn your home into a showplace you'll never have to paint again. Beautify a boring interior with the elegance of real brick.
Give your business a look which will attract new business. Architects and builders can dramatically cut masonry costs and installation time on new construction. Less really is more with the U.S. Brick System from New England Brickmaster.
For a free demonstration and free estimate, call 1-800-228-6600 now, or look us up in the yellow pages under Brick.
Okay, coming up now on this hour of International Championship Wrestling, we've got a guy who's become a crowd favorite out in the Midwest, no less, and his name is the Iceman.
The Iceman knows his wrestling. He knows his way around the ring, and he's been wrestling for a long time. He's been very, very successful, Steve, so it'll be exciting to watch him again today.
Not only that, but International Championship Wrestling on its own has had the pleasure of featuring some of the greats of rock and roll wrestling, and the Iceman himself has a little bit of a rock and roll image to convey to the public.
He's got those moves down, Steve. I wonder if he was perhaps a different type of entertainer in the past.
Well, let's take a look. Here, he goes up against a gentleman known as Art Cruz. Here is the Iceman. Let's go now to ringside.
There he is. He's making his way to the ring. The man from St. Louis. Here cometh the Iceman. No stranger to the Freebirds and no stranger to professional wrestling fans all over the world.
Iceman in hot pink and black. Man from St. Louis. Let's go up to Mike Wilson.
And from St. Louis, Missouri, at 235 pounds, the Iceman, Pete Parsons. This match, one fall on a 10-minute time limit.
It'll be very interesting, Jim Ross, to see how Arthur Cruz, as some people call him, Mr. Dangerous, sets up and uses his strategy for this match. This is not Chavo Guerrero. He doesn't have to look out for as much flying, though Iceman has been known to use good drop kicks. He's got to stay away from his Golden Gloves boxing experience and not try to box it out with the Iceman.
Iceman Keith Parsons, will be sure to say hello to all the folks watching our program on the great independent television station in St. Louis, KDNL Channel 30. Iceman looking forward to joining the rest of the UWF stars in St. Louis in the upcoming months.
Good move there. Cruz started out with a leg sweep. Iceman rolled over to reverse chin lock. But Cruz is complaining that he pulled his hair to get the leverage to do it.
You can just test his hand. If it's got butch wax in it, he pulled his hair.
There it was, top collar. He's saying it again.
Iceman and circling Art Cruz. The other side headlock by Art Cruz. Gary Young takes on the Giant, the 499-pound one-man gang. A true phenomenon in this sport. The gang coming up next.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the gang's got to not feel too confident. He's a good high hip toss by the Iceman. Oh, he was setting up for that drop kick.
After DiBiase buried that black glove in his midsection, they have altered his eating habits for a couple of days. It certainly changed my eating habits, I would say.
Well, 2 weeks in a row now. 2 weeks he's been embarrassed.
Well, you know what's going to come of that. General Skandar Akbar, probably one of the greatest thinkers in the business. Not taking anything away from my colleague, Michael Hayes, also known to have a pretty good game plan at times.
Whoa, did you hear that forearm? Now, this is what I was saying. He's got him in the corner, he's got him going, but that's Iceman's ball game when you start slugging it out. Good high bill.
Iceman, a former Golden Gloves boxer, and the St. Louis native packs a deadly left hand.
Now, that's a waste of time. He's been known to have a hard head.
His head may not be as hard as the missing link, but act more than average. And now those shots coming from the left side.
Headbutt, little effect, goes high backdrop. There's a cover, no hook on the leg, only a 1 count. Went to shoot him in, Cruz reversed it, went for the backdrop himself, Iceman leapfrog. Jumped over Price on the drop down, good move!
Iceman's rumper stumper found a home. The man that says he's a part of the wrestling family. Iceman King Parsons with a rumper stumper and a victory. And the big man, the one-man gang, will be joining us. Michael will be saying goodbye to you. I know you're getting ready for 6-man action.
That's right, baby, and I hope the Fantastics and Dr. Death are ready for it.
I think you don't have to worry about that. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Don't you go away.
Your leg
legs are on audition every single day. But it's hard to keep pace if you've got turkey drumsticks. Millions of Americans need fast help for fantastic legs, and now it's here with the Thigh Buster from the fitness people who brought you television's original Gut Buster. The Thigh Buster works every muscle you need to get the slender, luscious legs of a dancer. Just slip into the padded cufflets and stretch your legs to loveliness. Basic springaways like these shed saddlebags. Scissor snaps exercise the difficult inner thighs. There are 7 hip trimming, thigh slimming, fanny firming exercises in all. So go ahead, Thigh Busters. If you want trimmer thighs in 30 days, exercise your right to call toll-free now. To order your Thigh Buster, call 1-800-241-6600. Use your credit card to avoid COD charges or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to the Thigh Buster, Box 60, Department I, Los Angeles, California, 90051. But for faster service, call 1-800-241-6600.
I seek fame, riches, the very meaning of life, Swami.
I cannot help you, but if you seek value in a new Chevrolet or quality used car, I see Ragsdale Chevrolet.
But will I be happy?
I see Ragsdale's renowned service making your car happy. And I see...
Yes?
I see plenty more where that came from. Route 9, Spencer.
Before planning your vacation, listen to some cruise ship experts.
The home lines with the all-Italian crew, it's just phenomenal.
The service is fantastic, it's classic.
The food is excellent, and it gets better every night. It's the sort of thing where it's not just a meal, it's an event.
We've had a blast. A really good time.
Price-wise, you're going to get the best bargain for your money on home lines.
They are the Rolls-Royce of ship lines. Cruises to Bermuda begin in April. Call your travel agent now.
This is Fabulous Phil Apollo, the world's heavyweight champion, coming to you live, baby. Understand something. Whenever I'm not flying around in one of my jets or cruising on my Caribbean boat, I have to drive. Sometimes I have to lower myself and drive just like the common person. And you know what? I find that there's a lot of you people out there that want to drink and drive and endanger my life, endanger this body. Well, don't even think about it. If I catch you, you're in trouble.
Fans and friends of the ICW, just take a look at this action. It takes years of training to be a professional wrestler, and these athletes are in top physical condition. They work out in the gym every day and follow a strict diet. Hours in the gym may vary, and the same with their diets, but they all have one thing in common. They all say no to drugs. Greats like Jumpin' Joe Savoli, Prince Kalua, Tom Brady, and Tony Atlas, they do all they can to combat drug abuse. They're saddened that so many kids have access to alcohol and hard drugs and speak to young people all over the world about the dangers of drug use. Even Fabulous Phil Apollo, who's known to bend the rules a little in the ring, won't tolerate anyone around him using drugs. So even if you don't want to be a professional wrestler or don't expect to be in competitive sports at all, you still need a sound mind and body to reach any goal you set for yourself. So follow the example of all the wrestlers of the ICW. Exercise regularly, take care with the foods you eat, and say no to drugs.
Gandar Akbar was not at ringside for this match. And many people think that that was perhaps the deciding factor in Irwin and Brown losing the title. I don't happen to have that opinion, but in any event, Terry Taylor and Hacksaw Duggan in this match that we have never aired before became the new Universal Tag Team Champions. In this match, it was a long, grueling match, and Leroy Brown really hammering away at Terry Taylor and the crowd in the Metroplex. Looking on in anticipation as Terry Taylor reverses, bad Leroy Brown, and tremendous elevation by Terry Taylor. This a deciding factor in this match. Taylor's reversing Brown and elevating him, and now Irwin is being put out of the ring. Now there was a tag made, a very controversial tag. The tag was made, but the referee did not see it. And at this point in time, it looked like that Irwin and Brown were going to retain the tag team titles. They're double-teaming Terry Taylor. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who is not the legal man in the ring, had all he could stand of Devastation Incorporated. And so it's Taylor and Duggan now working on Brown, and Taylor with his 5-arm. Terry Taylor with his 5-arm, and Taylor's 5-arm has put down a 375-pound bad Leroy Brown, but the referee not counting, and Irwin attempting to kick Taylor, but Taylor moved out of the way. And it's Terry Taylor and his 5-arm, and Taylor's 5-arm has brought the titles home to Duggan and Taylor, the new UWF Tag Team Champions. This match happened on December 29th.
Only because the General wasn't in Fort Worth on that infamous night. And I'm talking about pure American thievery. Because the General was not on the premises. You took advantage of Wild Bill and Bad Leroy Brown. But this time around, as usual, the General's always one step ahead of all of you geeks. So listen, and listen good. And now, Eli the Eliminator, it has been solidified that he is now with Devastation Incorporated, the most sought-after free agent in the history of professional wrestling. And now, he will join forces with Wild Bill Irwin, who incidentally compliments Eli and vice versa because their lifestyles are similar, and you're going to be seeing the most devastating machine that the General has come up with in a long, long time, because Eli's going to school. And I'll tell you right now, on down the line, that those tag team titles will be in Devastation Incorporated, where they rightfully belong all along. No more thievery, all you cheating Americans. You listen and listen good when I talk. You go to the bank, because the General is number one and Devastation is number one. So if there's a tag team combination, come on down and sign on that dotted line.
Okay, you're not going to believe this next guy coming up. I didn't believe it when I first saw him. 499 pounds, and he's referred to as the one-man gang, and that's believable.
He is a one-man gang, Steve. I stood next to him, and I couldn't believe it. The man is huge.
However, huge as he can be, he does have a defeat. I don't know how many he has, but he does have one defeat against our own personal friend and giant, Gustav.
Yes, I watched the match with Gustav, and it was a close one all the way, but Gustav did prevail.
As he does each and every time, but let's go now to the Midwest and take a look at the one-man gang. Here's Jim Ross.
Here on Universal Wrestling and on Power Pro Wrestling. The progress that Gary Young has made in his career here at the Universal Wrestling Federation. It's the proving ground for young pro wrestlers. And Gary is certainly making a name for himself. He's getting better week after week. And this is the supreme test for Gary Young against the biggest man in pro wrestling, the one-man gang. Young fighting back as a gang. Went to the corner. Now Gary Young, a Houston native. He's Texas proud, and he is not intimidated by the giant one-man gang. And I'm sure this has surprised the gang because so many opponents are intimidated by the sheer size of this man. Remember, General Akbar at ringside with Wild Bill Irwin and Eli. It's almost like a schooling session for Eli. General Akbar, I suppose we can consider Wild Bill Irwin a tutor in this particular context. One-man gang easily lifted Gary Young. And going for the elbow, but Gary Young moved out of the way. And that saved the defeat, and Young right back to his feet and right back in the face of the one-man gang. But when that 499-pound fist comes coming down like that, I don't care who you are, how tough you are, you're going down. Size in comparison of other noteworthy athletes. 6'9", 499 makes Refrigerator Terry look like a small man. Maybe they sound ridiculous, but you can credit him with the gang. He's not nearly the man that he looks around normal people. The gang is not normal. He is with Devastation Incorporated. And he and Ted DiBiase are waging a war. And that is the 747. And that is it. Gary Young fought his heart out with the 747 gang.
at the Dover Ice Arena in Dover, New Hampshire. The date will be Tuesday, May 19th, and it'll be at 8 p.m. You're going to see a 13-man over-the-top battle royal. The winner gets $20,000 and a shot at the International Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Fabulous Phil Apollo. Now on hand, you'll see Chaos One, Eric Spracia, Robbie Ellis, Man Mountain Mike, much more, Dr. Red Roberts, Rusty Brooks, Jumpin' Joe Savoli, the Russian, and also Prince Mike Kalua and Mr. Chippendale, Tom Brandy. And also on hand, the great, the Polish power, Ivan Putski. So don't forget, you can get tickets at Marty's Friendly Market as well as the Dover Ice Arena. It'll be Tuesday, May 19th. It's in Dover, New Hampshire. We'd love to go there, and we'll see you there. 8 p.m. is the time. A 13-man over-the-top battle royal. International Championship Wrestling, proud to come to your area soon.
Time Life Music proudly presents the First Ladies of Rock and Roll, the Supremes. The most popular female recording group of all time. 22 of the biggest hits to come roaring out of the Motor City, all digitally mastered from the original recordings. To order, call the number on your screen. Supremes, available on 2 albums or double-length cassette for just $14.95. And now, for the first time on compact disc, only $16.95. Write or call now.
Are you part of America's biggest problem? Here is the answer. The Home Fitness Machine by TurboFlex, the most exciting innovation in home exercisers. The Home Fitness Machine works to reduce flab and firm the upper and lower stomach muscles. It's perfect for shrinking oversized thighs and toning fatty leg muscles. The total body workout includes special dynamic action for the arms and chest. And all the special high-tech design features are here. Adjustable safety straps, comfort knee rests, adjustable support bar, and all steel tension springs. The Home Fitness Machine, the best investment in good health and good looks you can make. Here's how to order.
To order, use your credit card and call right now 1-800-331-1234. That's 1-800-331-1234. Or save COD charges and send $29.95 plus $4 heavy-duty postage and handling to Fitness Machine, P.O. Box 27, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
Okay, when they talk about parts unknown, they mean parts unknown when they refer to our next featured wrestler, to use that in quotes, the missing link.
Well, when you see the hairstyle of the missing link and the facial paint of the missing link, he really does make you think of a missing link, and I don't know where he's from, Steve, but I hope we're not going there.
Well,
I really don't.
I hope not either, but very often we see professional wrestlers coming into whatever federation it is who do have their heritages in question, and I just wonder where somebody like this gets his training and who discovers guys like this.
I don't know, but judging from the appearance of the man, I'd rather not meet his parents, Steve.
All right, let's meet him now via TV and videotape. Let's go now to a match featuring the missing link.
Right across the stomach and the chest, and this could be all for Buddy Jack Roberts here on Houston Wrestling. Missing link, going for a pinning combination, and there you see a shot of P.S. Michael Hayes with that Sunshine gave that glove. And Michael Hayes, with Ted DiBiase's long-lost glove, has just nailed the missing link. But Dark Journey was entering the ring to block Sunshine's interference. In the meantime, the link has been nailed by Ted DiBiase's glove, and Hayes and Sunshine are leaving. They've done their dirty work, but the link, Dark Journey put the link's foot on the bottom rope. There's Chavo Guerrero, but most importantly, Pete, that has broken the count. Well, the atomic drop on Michael Hayes and Dark Journey, cheering the link on. Power slam by the link. That link slam. And now the missing link going to the second rope. The link music kicks up in the background. Momentarily, we will be seeing the arrival of the most unorthodox and bizarre man in pro wrestling today. The missing link who gives new meaning to the term using your head. He lets Dark's journey do the thinking as there they come. Perhaps wrestling's premier art couple. The missing link, the Dark's journey, and the link is an awesome competitor, a fierce competitor. Very protective of Dark's journey. This matchup with Jack Victory should be super competition. I'll say this, the Freebirds may have got the link down on one or two occasions, but this situation with the link is far removed. Condition. How he's not gazed across the ring at that pace. Not the Dark Journey. That would be fine, but the missing link is certainly a face of another description at Jack Victory. The link was a little preoccupied, gazing at some of the fans, waving, and Victory taking advantage of that. Hammering away, and the link fighting back. The wrestlers are beginning to learn you cannot hurt the man by hitting him in the head, so there's several other parts of the body that are vulnerable. Clothesline by Jack Victory. Down goes the link. Jack Victory, a man that has shown a tremendous streak of meanness, the like of a better description in recent weeks. We're seeing him in a very physical matchup here thus far with a missing link in both men for several high-impact maneuvers thus far. And Victory once again trying to club away at the missing link. That clothesline glanced off the head of the link, but it didn't put him down. His head was rock hard. Back in the ropes, the referee calling for the break here. Link takes that headbutt. And there it is. Victory eluded the first headbutt, but not the second one or the third one. It's Victory. A la Buddy Jack Roberts a few weeks ago. He has gone over the top rope, landing on the announcer's table, and that is, it flattened the announcer's table, as you can see. Our ringside attendant, it broke that table, the bell rang there. Victory. What velocity by the missing link and Victory. All the way over the top. And Victory doesn't look like he even wants to get back in the ring. The missing link was such velocity and busted his own head open. Jack Victory, he's walking down the aisle. He said, that's it. I'm not going to stay in there any longer with the link. And really, you can't blame him. The link is an awesome specimen. What a fierce competitor. And we'll be back. It's the match you've been waiting for. The television main event. The Fantastics and Dr. Dan take on the Freebirds. Don't you go away.
Teacher says that I'm one big thing. I'm like a laser, six-string razor. I got a mouth like an alligator.
Hi, everybody. Steve Budd for International Championship Wrestling, and we just want you to know that we greatly appreciate all of the cards and letters that you send in to us. Without your support, ICW Wrestling is nothing, and please keep sending them in. If you want to write to us, here's the address. 11 Alpine Road, Parsippany, New Jersey, and the zip code is 07054. Send those letters in, and we'll answer every one of them.
Some of the world's finest hotels are changing the way they do business for people who carry the Players Club card.
Why? Because members built the Players Club. You said you wanted VIP savings on accommodations. Members get tremendous discounts on rooms at participating resorts. In Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Reno, Lake Tahoe, the Caribbean, even on cruise ships. Members wanted to dine in the world's finest restaurants. And they do, at 25% less than the general public. Members wanted to enjoy the biggest names in show business. And they do, at 25 to 50% off. And you get to use the card your way. Use it any day of the year. Call the club toll-free and get free information about a fabulous offer. 2 complimentary room nights in Las Vegas or Atlantic City with Super Saver airfares. You'll even get this handsome travel wallet absolutely free. So, call now. Tell your friends you saw it on the telly.
Call now and we'll send you all the free information you need about Players Club.
There's certainly no need to buy a Japanese car when the best cars in the whole world are built right here in America. For example, here's a little Beretta Sport Coupe and a Corsica 4-door sedan, 2 front-wheel drive cars that you can own for less than $9,500 delivered. Or if you prefer, you can lease to own either car for less than $250 a month with no money down and just your good credit. Now, that's great American value, so if you want the best buy in the whole world, come on down and see us here at Diamond Chevrolet, 520 Park Avenue in beautiful Worcester.
This brand new British design dual driver, different from any other tool ever seen before, fits any drill, replaces screwdrivers, and combines all into one all-steel space-age unit. This you'd never attempt with a screwdriver. Just look at the clutch working. That's why you'll never damage the head of a screw. And that's why it's different from any other tool you've ever seen before. The secret is in the automatic clutch and torque control. With the dual driver socket adapter, use it with any of your socket sets and wrenches. We're so certain of its quality, we guarantee it for 2 years. This dual driver is not available anywhere else in the USA. Here's how to order. Plus free for the first 1,000 callers, multi-tool, nationally advertised for $9.99.
To order the dual driver, call 1-800-762-3100 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 for shipping and handling to Dual Driver, P.O. Box 27, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. COD orders acceptable. Order now.
Welcome back, everyone, and on this edition of International Championship Wrestling, as we have said, we're featuring the best of the rest. We've gone to the Midwest to bring you some of the great professional bouts from that area, and this one features not a 2-man, but a 6-man tag, and we've got the Freebirds in action against
Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and the Fantastics. And the Fantastics are coming back to the ICW in the next few weeks. They've already issued challenges to our top tag teams. And we'll see them in 6-man action today, Steve.
Well, 6-man action's a first for me. I've seen many other types of unofficial 6-man tags where you've got a lot of people joining in. But this is going to be quite a handful for one referee. I know that.
Well, it's always been a controversy that in a 6-man match, should there be another referee outside the ring watching the match? Because 6 men is an awful lot for 2 eyes to handle in one referee.
And these 6 guys are going to show you how much there is to handle, to say the least. So, let's go now to the Freebirds going up against Doc and the Fantastics.
Doctor, along with the Fantastics, they've all got big scores of 7 with the Freebirds. Dr. Death and Terry Gordy, the Fantastics and the Freebirds. Remember, Gordy and the Freebirds fine, but Gordy does provoke the attack on the Fantastics. The Fantastics certainly have forgotten that situation. Indeed, Dr. Death Williams, well, I'll tell you what, wherever it is that he and Gordy can sign a contract, if you have the opportunity to see that match, I wholeheartedly encourage you, don't miss it. Earth-shattering collision. And that's what we're expecting right here in this 6-man tag battle. There's a great crowd here in Tulsa crowding around the ring as Dr. Death and the Fantastics have taken the ring by storm here in Tulsa. And the Freebirds have left the nest. Wrestling's only 4-time collegiate wrestling All-American. The only pro wrestler that I'm aware of that started in 3 major bowl games in football. That pretty well says what's on the minds of the fans here. Death is on the way. And the matchup that everybody's talking about, Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams. And I'll tell you something. These 2 men don't like each other. That's an understatement. But they both respect each other's ability. The fans here are getting into it. This is UWF Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us. Dr. Death is in the net, and he is fighting. And I mean, he's fighting like a wild animal. As the Fantastics come to the ring as well, or in the ring. And once again, Dr. Death with a clothesline on Terry Gordy. It's usually 3 or 4 on 1. Freebirds with the advantage. But right now, Terry Gordy in the ring with all 3 of his opponents. Here comes Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts back in. And the Freebirds, as we said on the way to the ring, the foremost 6-man tag team combination in the world. But right now it's all fantastic. As they double team Terry Bam Bam Gordy, they haven't forgotten his whipping. Dr. Death is setting himself for that football tackle, but Michael Hayes on the outside. With Eddie Gilbert in the area, into the option, Michael Hayes, the great strategist. Great move by Dr. Death into the belly-to-back suplex. Quick face block applied by Terry Gordy. Then comes the rope of the Freebirds, Ryan Red. Not quoting me. I'm quoting it, but I didn't make it up. Buddy Jack Roberts. Buddy Jack tried. I don't think that's going to work, bud. But this will work. This will definitely work right here. Look at the strength. Military pressing Buddy Jack. And Dr. Death. Simon Michael P.S. Hayes. It only took one slam for Michael to figure out that he does not need to be in the ring at this point in time with the good doctor. Doctor likes to have Terry Gordy back in the ring. But Buddy Roberts, a very integral part of the Freebirds' success over the years, sizing up the most awesome man in the estimation of many in this sport today, Steve Williams. There's the tag. Bobby Fulton now, the legal man, representing his team. Boy, there's some great action coming your way. UWF coming to Duggan, Albuquerque. Tommy Rogers with that great quickness. Had a great visit in Albuquerque just a few days ago with the great ABC affiliate there, Skate 082 Channel 7. UWF on its way to Albuquerque. Stay tuned right here to Channel 7 for all the details. Also coming to Dr. Death's hometown of Denver, Colorado. High body press, flying press by Tommy Rogers. Buddy Jack Roberts down for the 2 count. Lightning quick arm drag. And there's the tag. Here comes the good doctor. Well, with all of our accolades bestowed on the Freebirds and their 6-man power, Dr. Death and the Fantastics, they certainly look like a tremendous 6-man tag combination themselves. Dr. Death with the right hand, and Buddy Jack crawling to the corner and making the tag, and the doc is ready. The clinic is open, Michael, and you don't need an appointment. Hayes with a cheap shot now, trying to take over on Dr. Death. Michael Hayes. And his right hand did not hit Dr. Death, but it hit Bam Bam Gordy. And Michael Hayes now feels Dr. Death's right hand and into the Fantastic corner. Hayes like a theme song. He's volleyed back and forth. Pinball wizard there from bumper to bumper. And now the big men sizing each other down. Boy, this is a matchup of titanic proportions. Terry Gordy and Steve Williams, where do you find better action than right here? This is the Universal Wrestling Federation. This is where the tough men compete week after week right here on this great television station. Right hand, and a doctor found a home. Stinging right. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, putting Terry Gordy on his back. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take a commercial break, but we'll be right back. Don't you go away.
Hi, I'm Junkin Joseph, the ICW Heavyweight Champion. Today, I'm here with Big Blackjack Morgan to talk about a very serious problem. Suicide among young people. Whoa! Let me tell you something, baby. Out there, you could always, no matter how serious your problem, you could always turn it around.
You know something, Jumpin' Joe? You're exactly right. Before you act or react, call a friend, call a priest, call a Samaritan.
That's right, baby. So whatever's going on, it can be fixed.
This is Fabulous Phil Apollo, the world's heavyweight champion, coming to you live, baby. Understand something. Whenever I'm not flying around in one of my jets or cruising on my Caribbean boat, I have to drive. Sometimes I have to lower myself and drive just like the common person. And you know what? I find that there's a lot of you people out there that want to drink and drive and endanger my life, endanger this body. Well, don't even think about it. If I catch you, you're in trouble.
Silver Eagle Records presents the sound of summer love. Summer Love. 45 sensational original hits by the original stars. Summer Love, the classic collection for all seasons, on 4 LPs, 3 cassettes, or 2 compact discs. To order, call the number on your screen.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Summer Love, on 4 LPs or 3 long play cassettes, just $19.95. Or available on 2 compact discs, only $24.95. Write or call now.
This is a wonderful place for my retirement years. I hope you enjoy your golden days as much as I do. But expenses don't stop just because the paycheck stops. One expense that concerns me is final expense. Life of Boston can help. If you are between the ages of 46 to 87, Life of Boston has an important offer for you. This free booklet describes how Life of Boston will provide life insurance for everyone ages 46 to 87, including you, your spouse, or your parents. You are automatically accepted for this policy for as low as $6.95 a month, regardless of your past medical history. In fact, no medical exam is necessary. And best of all, both the payments and benefits stay the same even as you get older. In this day and age, when you have to be so careful of every penny, that $6.95 is a good value. Call now for your free booklet at 1-800-972-1000.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for staying with us. This six-man tag match is really a tremendous contest. During the commercial break, the Fantastics and Dr. Death were working on the heavily bandaged leg of Terry Gordy. But Gordy made his way to the corner, made the tag, and then with typical Freebird style, they double-teamed Bobby Fulton, and now the Freebirds with a distinct advantage. Remember, this match won follow television time remaining here on Universal Wrestling. Michael Hayes, the Charles Manson Wright, inspirational leader of the Freebirds. And the tags are very quick, very rapid at this point in time. Double clothesline by the Freebirds. Gordy, the legal man in the ring. Hayes will leave the ring. Gordy just picking Fulton up by the hair. That shows Gordy's tremendous strength, but it also, well, that's got to hurt. Grab those handfuls of hair. We're under 3 minutes of airtime. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep here as long as we can. And we'll bring you a report. We don't have a decision under prior to going off the air. Right here next week, so keep that in mind. Right here next week for that. The Fantastics and Dr. Death need to have their partner, Bobby Fulton, in their corner. That's a lot easier said than done with the Freebirds because they certainly know what they're doing as far as the six-man competition is concerned. But Fulton reversing it, and Buddy Roberts, it may not hurt his facial features, but it certainly was painful. And now maybe that's the break that Fulton needs. Fulton was driven through the ropes, but Dr. Death was tagged in. The big doctor hammering away at the Freebirds. Those right hands.
So that does it for this edition of International Championship Wrestling, one that we have called the best of the rest, as we've gone out to the Midwest to show you some of the great pro wrestling stars of that era. And we want to also mention that coming up next week, we have got something very special.
Next week's program is the program voted by you, the fans, with your cards and letters into RCW Wrestling, of which program you'd like to see one more time, your favorite of 1987.
That's right. It'll be the best program that the International Championship Wrestling Federation has put out for 1987 by your vote and your request. So, for Brian Bristol, this is Steve Budd for International Championship Wrestling saying bye for now. We'll see you next week.